We're going to talk about tax abatements, as they also cause differences of opinion, particularly in the economy now. I'd like each of you to tell us if you are pro or con abatements and what criteria you would use to assist our local businesses.
I think everybody knows that tax abatement means different things to different people. When I look at it, sometimes it's what will get the business there. It is on industrial properties, and that will get someone into the township. And most people, when they come, they're looking for some kind of an abatement. And some of them that we've looked at, we've always said that half of something is better than nothing. If I've got someone who is willing to come in, build a facility, and he's willing to hire people, and he must fill all these qualifications out with the criteria as to what he is going to do, that to me is valuable in our economy today. That's what we're looking for, is business to come in that will support the township. So if it means a tax abatement, we have done that. We have tightened up the criteria. However, what most of you need to know is if any of them that we say we won't do or we don't want to do, they can go to the state. It's a little longer process, but they can go to the state and apply to get an abatement of my taxes. So we have tried to work with people that have done this, and we've always tried to explain what the difference is, that something, most times, if it brings employment, is better than nothing. Thank you.
On the last job I had, it was refurbishing McLeod Steel, and I can tell you that the state of Michigan is digging out of a deep hole. Every mill builder we went to around the world said to us, "You're crazy to do this project in Michigan." So if people come forward and want an abatement, you got to ask yourself, what am I getting in return? Each case is different, and like Sherry said, something of something is better than 100% of nothing.
Absolutely. We do have our hands tied in some ways with regard to tax abatements. The company does come in and wants a tax abatement, and we say no. There's also the chance that the state could say, with regard to the appeal, no, you get the tax abatement and you can have it for even longer than you were even asking at the township. So that could be problematic. But I would like for us to be a community that also, as someone comes in to apply, that and I know that you can't do this by asking for something in exchange, but we do have, I believe it's L&W, who really is a good community neighbor, and they do a lot with our community. And they, there's something to be said for corporate citizenship and looking at that when we are evaluating tax abatements. And I know that Sherry had said we had, increased our stringencies. Just that we would have something in a community where people want to come in, but they also want to give back. They might want something, but they also want to give back just because it's the thing to do. So that's what I would have to say about tax abatements. Thanks.
As has already been said, tax abatements is a double-edged sword. It can be of great value to a community to have businesses come in and provide jobs and give back to the community, and other people see it as we're just giving our township away. We can't afford to do that, and we can't afford to have the state go over our heads and do it for it, and give it away anyway with us getting nothing in return. We have to pick and choose the companies that we allow tax abatements to make sure, as Karen said, that they are good corporate citizens. And if we do due diligence and make sure that these companies are the sort that we want to have in our community and that they can give us some assurances that they'll be good corporate citizens, I see nothing wrong with tax abatements. It is something that every community faces, and we're no exception to that rule, and we just have to be fussy about who we solicit for business in this community and who we offer these tax abatements to. Thank you.
Well, first, There's a good possibility in the near future the value of these tax abatements is going to be reduced anyway if the personal property tax on business is eliminated. The amount that we'll have to abate will be greatly reduced. That's actually something pending in Michigan right now. I think it's a terrible idea. The actual cost of the bottom line to a business of property taxes, especially personal property taxes, even in heavy manufacturing, is not a significant number. But for abatements, we need to actually take a look at the value, as everyone else has said, we need to take a look at the value that this company is bringing to our township. They're bringing jobs. Are they taking a property and renovating a property that is an eyesore? Are they bringing some improvements to the area? Are they going to stay after the abatement? There's a famous supermarket chain that comes in, demands heavy abatements in land development, or superstore, I should say, and a lot of times when those abatements are over, they just abandon the building and move on to the next township a couple miles over. We have to be very careful when we give abatements that the people we give our money away to, or actually, I should say, the people we ask for less of their money while they're doing business, that they are going to bring something back to our community in the form of jobs and contributions, in improving the community itself and the corporate citizenship, and making sure that they're actually bringing something back to the township in exchange for this, and that they're dedicated to the township. Did you flag me? I still have time left? But as I said, though, I mean, the question in Michigan right now is whether or not we're actually going to have personal property tax in a couple of years. The latest scuttlebutt is that there's really going to be no movement on it until after the election. Obviously, once the lame duck session is in, they don't mind changing the laws as long as they don't have to pay the penalty for it. Thanks.
First of all, let's be clear that the tax abatements that Van Buren Township has been issuing are on the personal property taxes of the equipment inside these buildings. Okay, and yes, that is being discussed heavily in Lansing right now. The governor is for getting rid of the personal property taxes on the manufacturing people. But the abatements in here don't affect the property taxes. We're giving them a break because they're coming into our community. They are going to, in a lot of times, renovate a building that's been empty. They are bringing jobs here. Oftentimes they're not new jobs, but sometimes they are. But there's no guarantee they're going to hire people from Van Buren Township. So we've got to throw all those stories out the window. You know, it's the personal property taxes, the machinery inside the building that we're going to be giving them a tax abatement on here in our township. The reason we do that, we want to bring businesses here. Why should we say no, 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 and then let them go to Lansing and go through the long process and have Lansing say yes, because we want the business here in Michigan, not Ohio or Indiana or Wisconsin. So yes, we are going to allow you that personal property tax abatement that your local township wouldn't give to you. I guess they're not a very friendly, business-friendly township to do business in. That's not the reputation we don't want in Van Buren Township. We need jobs in Van Buren Township. The personal property tax abatements that we give, and when they give the total amount, it's minimal over the 3 or 5 or even 7-year time period they get on some of these abatements. We're still collecting the personal property, the property tax on the building itself. The building's been renovated. It's no longer an eyesore. And then again, jobs are coming here. And even if they're coming from somewhere else, they're already living in another community, and they come here, they may stop at our restaurants, they may stop at our shops. If they work a long day, they may stay in our hotels. There's some revenue coming to our township. So before we say no on tax abatements, please make sure that we understand exactly what we're abating.
I wanted very much to keep this to 3 questions.